Okay, I'm actually, turn that off? Is that good? All right, great. I'm actually very impressed. Thank you everyone for actually sitting down. I thought that was gonna be a much longer process, so I appreciate that. All right, so first, just want to say thank you everybody to coming here. My name is Mark Grosensmith. I founded a company called Thresh Power. We help with acquiring solar farms, but that's not the focus today. I also run the Zooglers and Climate community. So I think a lot of you found this through that, and if you didn't, you probably found that through this event. We're ex-Googlers or current Googlers who are interested in climate, working in climate, supporting climate in any way. And we've had some awesome events already. We had Eitan, there we go, had Eitan come and talk about how Hippo Harvest is doing agriculture and what's your one-liner?
We build greenhouses that are cost competitive with fields with robots and machines.
Greenhouses with robots and machines? No, machine vision, computer vision. It was great. You should have been there. It was awesome. Definitely made Eitan. He's an awesome guy. But yeah, we have a bunch of other events planned. Talking with a couple of you in the audience actually about planning the next ones. Last month or two has been relatively quiet because we've been focused on this event, but yeah, it's awesome. This turnout is amazing. We were initially shooting for about 50 to 80 people. We have over 200 people who are signed up and accepted to this, and then about 500 people that we rejected. So congratulations for making it to the final list here. But what's really cool about that is I think that just reflects the amazing, just overwhelming urge of the community and people generally to be getting into this. People who are in clean tech V1 and V2 have seen a long set of waves, but we really have the support of all the people, of all the organizations and the government to make a big impact in climate. So that's really exciting. What else did I want to say? Yeah, so yeah, we have 3 amazing panels to talk to today. Maybe the next slide would be good for that, yeah. So yeah, 3 great panels. First, we're gonna have the VCs come and talk about what they're seeing overall in the industries and how that's changing over time, as well as the thoughts around what does it mean to start a company, a climate company? What does a climate company mean? Because there are so many different versions of that. And then we have an energy panel. I'm very excited about that, given that I'm kind of working in energy. So personally, a little bit selfishly interested there, but very excited. And then the third panel will have ag tech founders. So just agriculture and forestry and just how we actually have nature being affected by us and how we can mitigate the effects there. So very excited about all of this. And before we get started, I also want to say thank you to a handful of different people. We have a lot of awesome people who have helped start this. First, my co-hosts, Vero, absolutely amazing, did so much work to make this happen. Megs as well, they'll both be hosting panels, moderating panels in a bit. And then David as well, who is up, he probably checked you in. He will be on one of the panels, and so I'm excited to be able to interview him, interview one of my friends in this panel. And then next, yeah, all of our panelists, thank you so much for giving us your time, lending your experience, and then everything that you do in generally your lives. Then 9-0, Matthew, and Duncan was here earlier, but yeah, Matthew, leader of 9-0, this whole building, I mean, we have signs everywhere, right? Incredible community, very excited to have just the hub for climate where people can meet each other, people can learn, people can get connected to the types of people they need to in policy making and investing in other companies. Did you want to say a couple of quick words?
Briefly, yeah. Awesome, thank you. Welcome. Glad to see so many people at such an awesome event. I've known Mark not that long, but every time we meet, my eyes just brighten up because I know the passion that he has and the community behind him is so strong. And that is really the core about what we're building around community. There's not enough speed, there's not enough acceleration that we have on the market. We're not going to be able to hit our goals, but we have the potential. But we need to have that platform that brings everyone together. So that is what we're building, digital platform, leveraging physical spaces here. Couple of quick, small calls to action. We just launched, like we literally just got into the building on the 4th floor on Thursday night. The branding was in on Friday night. We were working on the mezzanine before, just like 2 months ago. We didn't even have Wi-Fi. This is like, yeah, living in it. And we just launched a digital platform as well. I like to think of it like your first car. It wasn't pretty, but you love it, and it got you from A to B. So please sign up. It allows you to connect with everyone here. One of the things that we always thought was terrible is you'd go to different events, you'd meet different people, and then afterwards, all that energy would just dissipate. And so one of the things we want to do is create things like this where we can take this entire event and move it from a physical into a digital room and keep that agenda going. And so please sign up on the website, 9zero.com. Create a profile, go on there. There's free co-working on the 4th floor, coffee, Wi-Fi's up and running, some extra food, and yeah, glad to see so many of you, and welcome to the home of climate. And we're gonna be doing this next year, and maybe 2-3 times as big, so maybe you don't even need to leave the building. We'll see. Thank you so much, appreciate it, and thank you, Mark.
Yeah, every time he sees me, he has another 30 emails from me asking, what about this? Hey, do we have like a table that we could put in the middle? How about, is there like a flower vase we could put somewhere? And yeah, I think it's amazing. They've launched the co-working this week, as well as having all of the 9-0 events. If you've done anything with launching a product, doing real estate or event planning, they're doing all 3 at once, so amazing. Next group that's been really, really helpful is the Zooglar community. So anybody who's involved with Google and used to work there, Zooglar is amazing. You can also technically join as a Googler, but you know, we don't need to tell people. Chris Fung is the leader of that. So he's actually the reason that I started Zooglars in Climate. I left Google last year. I said I wanted to get into climate, and do we have a community of Googlers that work in that? And he said, go ahead and start it. So thank you very much for enabling that. But come on up and give us some words about Zooglar.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for hosting all of us, and Mark for inviting me to speak for a few minutes. I'm going to just spend 3 minutes sharing more about the Zooglar story, so hopefully many of you will feel motivated to do what Mark has done with this community. I know Vero's been really involved for the past 8 years as well, so I'll also give an introduction. We started back in 2015, just around the corner, Galvanize. People know where that space is. Google Cloud sponsored that drinks, and with 40 people there, we turned it into now, there's over 300 events globally organized each year. And any of you can also organize one event or speak at any of the events as well to really bring the community together. After a few of the events, someone said we should do a demo day. So we did a demo day at Google's headquarters, and we had over 30 companies actually pitched there, and I'll share more about that a bit later. But thank you, Vero. The community, as I said, it's over 32,000 people, 2,000 investors has followed the investment syndicate, and we've made over 100 investments. 2 of the climate companies, there's one Danish company at Lund, started by Zooglar, and also Thalo Labs, based in New York, also founded by Zooglar. But you can see this is another event we did over in a WeWork space where there's a co-working day. And so can you imagine a co-working day with all climate enthusiasts, something you can also do if you're enthusiastic about that. Next slide, please, Vero, thank you. This is the demo day for folks remember this, still at Google. It's in GWC3 down in Mountain View. Through that, we were able to get over 33 companies pitch. We do these demo days all around the world. We're actually planning another one in London right now, but also another online one. And so can't imagine where we can bring this whole community to, as all the climate tech startups pitch at one demo day. So follow up later if that's of interest. And also want to make sure we thank, clearly there's more volunteers here, which I didn't put up here, but Mark and Vero. Vero's been a leader not only for the climate community, but in the growth community. When we did Fund 1, she was an advisor there as well, so thank you for your work with the Zooglar community. Mark, besides climate, he was actually been helping form the APM community. So these are amazing leaders, and then you can see folks who are interested in AI, folks who are running globally, leaders in Seattle, London. So tell your friends about it. There's probably a Zooglar community around where they are if they don't know about it already. So next slide, please. If you haven't signed up to the Zoogla newsletter, go look for us on Substack. You can see some of our events. The last newsletter had 45 events over the next month and a half. The prior newsletter had 50 events. So besides this event, please join us into the other events that we have. And also, some of you can also get your name featured and company featured by organizing events. It goes to, again, the 32,000 people who've signed up for it. And so 3 ways to get involved. This is my last slide here. One, we have a lot of Zooglers looking to get mentorship, whether it's getting into the space, getting their questions answered. As you can imagine, quite a few people are looking for jobs, so you can mentor them and advise them what kind of jobs they can get into or in their startup. Organize some events in person, online. The second picture is when Laszlo Bock spoke to us. So anyone can really organize, do a fireside chat, speak about your expertise. And the third is there's clearly a lot of folks in our community looking for jobs. If you know anyone that's hiring, please reach out to us. We can put them into this talent database and perhaps help our ex-colleagues find jobs. And finally, one thing I put down against obviously Key. I started this company called Key to help bring all the ex-Googlers, but also help other tech alumni sort of help each other. It's really selfish just helping us ex-Googlers. So give feedback on key.ai and see how we can really help other people during these tough times. And again, the next slide's my thank you. Just reach out if I can be helpful to anyone as well. Thank you again, Mark, and good luck today.
Yeah, Chris has really been an inspiration to me of running a large community. I mean, I've run a handful of these types of things, and it's just so hard to keep all of that going and also scale yourself. And he's just so good at empowering people to do more of the types of events that they want. In that newsletter, I guess just about every newsletter, I host a climate dinner actually at this building as well. So a handful of you have actually met at those dinners, so that's great to see all of you again. And yeah, if you sign up and you see those dinners, come and join us. One last person to thank. None of this would have been possible without Goodwin, our sponsor. If we had not gotten the sponsorship, we were planning on paying out of our own pockets, which I haven't raised money yet, so I don't have a salary, so this is very helpful. Thank you so much, Dane.
Yeah, no, thanks, Mark, and thanks 9-0 for hosting. We'll keep this super brief. Fortunate to be part of this. I'm a partner at Goodwin. We are one of the global law firms focused on startups and venture capital with a big concentration in climate. Do a lot to kind of help the community host things like this. I'm fortunate to work closely with David at Pika Earth, who's going to be up here today. He got me involved here, and really just happy to be able to help you save some budget here. So thanks everybody, and thanks for coming. Oh, and one more thing, little plug, if you are interested in starting a company or building one now, would love to chat.
Thanks, Dane.
Yeah.
All right, let's call up the VC panel led by Veronique.
We also wanted to do a quick shout out to Gaia Star, who's providing some cups for us today. We know there's too many disposable cups in the world, so we wanted to have them there enclave and made locally. So just a little partner too. With that, I'll welcome our fantastic panel. Please come.